Welcome back to Highwater Pass. We are already at episode 15. I know I say it nearly every episode, but it's always exciting to me whenever we manage to get this far. We might actually be at episode 16 right now. Admittedly, I've been having a lot of trouble keeping track of which episode we're on. Like, I record these all in, well, normally I do them all in batches, and then I'll take a week off, and then I'll do another batch, so they tend to all blend into my mind until I actually, code all of the different files, and then I realize, oh wow, we've done a lot more than I expected. So last time we worked on building this brand new entrance, and then we also worked on putting in a couple of rest stops along the nature trail through here. This episode, I think that I want to work on getting some of the actual habitats marked out, and see if we can maybe get something working where the animals are not going to walk out and escape the exact second that I put them in the habitat. The first thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and finish getting this whole area worked on. I want to go ahead and put in a pier through here, which I know that I mentioned talking about last time when we did the little which I know we talked about last time when I did these little stops, but we didn't exactly have enough time. So now that we do have some time, I'm gonna go ahead and put in like a nice little water viewing area for the guests. And that should put us on level with both the timber wolves over here and also the reindeer through here. And it will also provide a barrier, so that way when I go ahead and fix the barrier, which right now you can see I've got this little cutout, which is basically to remind myself, hey, by the way, I want this open to them, that they're not able to swim out and just leave this direction. And then of course we'll have to fix this right here. So with that being said, I think we'll just go ahead and get into the episode. back from the time lapse. So today was sort of another one of those, like, we're gonna go all over the place and do everything kind of days. We made this little pier, which I'll zoom in real quick and show you. So I put a couple of deck chairs, which are just base game assets. I think a lot of people are surprised to find them. But yeah, they're just classic decorative deck chairs. And I believe, yes, they are flexi-color, but I think the blue works well for this area. And then I used the European candle holders. I did this for a couple of reasons. Number one, they're one of the few lighting sources that doesn't require a power source, which means that we don't have to figure out how to get another solar panel down here. Which, like, I'm sure that we could, but the idea is to make this feel a little bit more like a nature preserve than, like, you know, part of the zoo. So my goal was to try and keep those limited to the areas where, like, there was clearly a staff facility. And then beyond that, just whatever lighting we have available is what we have available. So these are also really good if you're trying to limit the amount of power usage in your park. Or like if you're trying to go for a truly green park. These candle holders, and then the Arctic ones, and then there's a couple of others where, like, they don't need any power. So yeah, it's pretty simple for a design. It's still got that modern feel, which maybe it's not necessarily the best for making something like this, but it does generally fit in with the overall vibe. So I think it's okay. It doesn't have that, you know, that we are out on the water and we are doing the best we can kind of feel that you would expect out of something like this, which is a shame, but, you know. The other thing that I have to contend with is the pathing, which, you know, concrete does not lend itself to that look either. And, you know, this is not attractive concrete to begin with, and it's got, you know, general glitches where, like, you know, this little thing right here, it's got artifacts, so we want to keep that covered up. And then after doing all of that, we went ahead and did some more defining of these areas, tried to make them something that, like, animals couldn't necessarily jump out of. Again, probably just like the jaguar enclosure over here, we will need to go through and do some actual honest-to-goodness, like, animal proofing of this area. Because, you know, the Arctic wolves, my big concern is that they're going to find this a jump ledge, you know. At which point then we're going to need to lift all of this up and make sure that they can't do that. I did go ahead and put in some fencing. I tried to keep the fencing relatively limited, except down here. So I didn't really see a way for us to keep visibility without also having fences. And, like, up here, we've got this little path, but let's see if we can go into explore mode real quick. Hopefully this won't glitch out on us so bad. I've had a lot of problems with explore mode just not liking my paths. So, like, you get some pretty good views as you go down here. And then the timber wolves, like, your view is definitely, like, framed and cut off by the rocks. But it's maybe not necessarily as bad as it could be. Then we get down here. Like this, I'm certain they're going to be able to get through. But then this whole view is blocked, but we know that they're not going to be able to get through this section right here. And then same through here. Your view begins getting progressively more and more blocked by the rocks. And unfortunately, this is just sort of the height of the rock that we need in order to keep them in. So you still get your nice look into the cave. You still get this wonderful shot through here. And then you still get, you know, your walk in over here. I put in a couple of lights. We'll get to that in a little bit when we go to the dark section. So you get all this really nicely framed. And then down here for the horses. And again, I wanted to make it so that way, like, you know, the fences weren't a complete obstruction to your view. You still feel a little bit like you're in a nature park, but that wasn't necessarily possible through all of this. And then we've got another solar panel through here, again, where we expect facilities to be. This is going to be the Dole enclosure. I went ahead and fenced it off and fixed some of the border issues we had. I also put a glass barrier through here. My hope is that... Hello, security man. So, again, the fence is going to be a little bit tall through here, but I don't think... Again, this is like a sheer wall, but then it opens up over here a little bit better. So what I'm hoping is that it doesn't feel completely claustrophobic through here. And then, yeah, that glass fence, you can see it through here, but it's not a complete obstruction. And this is just an added security measure so that way the dulls don't swim across and get into the guest area through here. Still get your nice view down of the otter enclosure. And then you get this rocky ledge where I'm hoping that the horses will come right up here and you can look up at a horse, but we'll see how that goes. And then you end up back at the front of the trail. Back at the front, my goodness, words. Over here, I've got "Name Me Please" written on one of the sides because this is supposed to be like a welcome back to this section of the zoo. I thought about putting like a thank you for your visit or something, but you know, considering that this is all supposed to be one cohesive zoo, my idea was that, you know, we would actually give these sections names. So we've already got the Northern Pass Trail. Of course, hi, you're close. When we did the Mojave area, we named that. And then you still get some nice views up here, but I'm hoping that, you know, the flowers and stuff like that, this looks like a nice little hut, a little cabin. And then again, the trees are going to come down through here. So even though this looks very bland and rocky right now, you know, very Cliffs of Dover, once we get the trees in and some of the foliage, I think it's really going to come together. But, you know, time will tell on that. So, next, I did a little bit of work through here. I went ahead and fixed up that rock cap. I didn't put any lighting on these. I thought about it, and then I said no. So maybe I'll come back and fix that. This sign we did last time. And then we have these crystals through here. So we've got this aquamarine crystal, and we referenced there being aquamarine all the way back in the Mojave area. But the lighting through here is purple, and that is entirely taken from Arc. When we do the night section, I'll show you this. It's going to look really pretty. So I did this whole framing up through here where you walk through this rocky pass. It looks like somebody carved around geodes. Just a nice little fun thing for you to look at while you're making your way all the way back up. So we've still got this nice open view through here. We've got that cairn area, which now when you look back down, you've got this, which the geodes definitely block your view, but I think it's pretty enough that it doesn't matter. So, let's go up the hill a little bit more. I put these little stopper fences here, just to make it feel a little bit more like, you know, don't actually go through here, it's not a real trail. And just sort of signal that better than just having the staff path as like a go, no-go toggle. Put some lighting up on the building, put some lighting on the bridge through here. Put this little grate through here so that way the Arctic wolves couldn't escape this way. It was the most organic way that I could think of to incorporate it. And then over here, I ended up doing something that hopefully isn't going to be too controversial. I moved the Arctic foxes so that way they've got this long run through here, rather than having them be over here. And my thinking was, oh yeah, and then we did this like framing baffle that we've got down there as well. So my thinking was, bobcats are native to North America, but we don't have bobcats. What we do have is the Eurasian lynx, and they are fairly similar species. So this area already felt a little bit too big and too awkward for the foxes. I wasn't really happy with it. So instead, I went ahead and expanded this area and put our Eurasian lynx through here. And then I did end up having to put this nice tall fence through here just because, again, this is a dangerous animal and we do not want it escaping. And there's already a high percentage chance that it is going to escape because I think he can jump down rocks. So we'll see. A lot of this may end up changing once we get actual animals into the zoo. I'm not really sure, but this is what it looks like from above. And then I did this little statue through here. I used the New World decorative light spheres to kind of simulate snow. And again, we are going to have snow through here because like our Arctic wolves want it, our reindeer want it, our timbers probably want it. And then I put some little pathing up on this area as well. So I am going to go ahead and swap over to night mode. and I will see you in a little bit. Here we go. Now we are in night mode. So since we've been using this this buffalo fence the whole time for several of our other like fencing needs, like up through here and then over here where the otters are gonna be, I have gone ahead and just left it with these little reds, these little red lights. So I'm not entirely sure how much I'm going to implement, but my thinking is that at nighttime, there will be a signal of like, you know, do not come into this enclosure, this is a dangerous animal. If you come in here, your face is gonna get eaten. And having these little red lights on top will be a signifier to both night visitor guests and to the staff of like, don't jump in here. Obviously if we do that, then I'm gonna need to put red track lighting through here and all the way up through here. Arctic foxes might actually not need it. They're not quite so dangerous, but the lynx will definitely need it. So I may stick with that idea, or it may just be a fun, like, lighting thing that we have going on with these kinds of fences. I haven't decided yet. So, again, let's go ahead and look at all of this at night. So we've got this bridge. It's all lit up. I used the North African lights, which don't seem like they should fit through here. But I actually really like them, even with the ridiculous, well, they're not ridiculous, the bright colors, I guess. It gives this a more classy, festive feel. And then I've got this European archway kind of light, and then through here the signs for the different shops. Whoa. I can definitely control a camera, can't you tell? Like, it's so obvious. And then I used more New World lights, and then this sign, which you can probably tell from the lens flare, is so bright. Like, we probably could turn that down a little bit, guys. So, and we come up here. I finally fixed this, so you can't just fall off the edge anymore, but I didn't put any lighting. Wasn't sure if I should or not. I've got this little light right here for like, here's a staircase, watch your feet. But otherwise, it really is just sort of, you know, it is what it is. And then, of course, since I copied these wholesale, we get these nice little conservation lights all through here. But I really like it. You know, it frames the area really nicely. And I think once we get some snow in here, it's going to look really good. And then, of course, here's the pier at night, which I like it a whole lot more at night than I do during the day, frankly. The little European candles, I mean, not only are they nice for not having to, like, put down a power source, but also, like, it's a pier, you're on the lake. I was like, let's put in a vaguely romantic feel, I guess. I am not good at any of that, so maybe I missed the mark, I don't know, but I think it looks pretty good. And then I put some lighting up here. You'll notice that some of these don't work, and that is, again, because of our power sources, but I figured that, you know, it makes a little bit of realistic sense for there to just be some lights that don't work in a zoo. Like, the light bulb burnt out and the maintenance man just hasn't gotten to it. And then over here we've got our Arctic wolf statue, which I think looks very good, especially at night. So it's supposed to be snow, but then it glows, and I think it casts the whole statue in a really pretty light. So, and then of course it's meant to be seen from all directions, so I gave it kind of a dynamic feel. Yeah. So that's basically what we got up to today. I personally think that until we put animals into this area, we are done. So, this is going to be the end of this kind of series of videos for this upper area for now. And then, next episode, we are going to move on to this area. I have settled on what I want to do. I'm still going to keep it super secret, at least until next episode. So, I hope you'll join me for that. And if you have any thoughts, any opinions, have any questions for me, leave them down in the comment section. I'll try to get back to them as soon as I can. And besides that, I hope that you all have a wonderful day.